Hello there, everybody. My name is Sylvain Rochon, and this week I wanted to talk about something that some more thoughts I've had over the week. And this time was more about the supply chain. I don't know where it came about. I was just talking about AI with somebody, and I kind of realized that we are destroying the traditional supply chain that we've already have built. And the supply chain being, how products go from the manufacturer, which is in China, the US, Europe, wherever it is, to our homes when we make an order. And how it's actually our fault that this is happening, like the consumer's fault, I mean. Because everything is actually based on consumer demand. And we, as consumers, we're more and more demanding. We want things to be faster. We want things to be cheaper. We want products to be tailored to what we need at the time. And that creates a lot of market pressure to deliver on those promises. And some companies, including a lot of tech companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, IBM, have been right at the forefront of all these needs to deliver systems, processes, technologies that facilitates that, and they are delivering these technologies to all the other companies. That's why they're so huge and so prevalent in the market, and they're investing hugely in artificial intelligence, both to give us our extreme customer experience, that our unique experience that we want and crave, suggestions and recommendations and speed and all this stuff, but at the same time to try to eliminate middlemen, to eliminate pieces of the traditional supply chain that are costly. They need to eliminate some costs somewhere. So it's not surprising that Amazon offers free delivery, because, as you know, one of the first things that went, and it's still kind of on its way, it won't completely go out, is the concept of physical stores. Now that a lot of people, more and more people buy online, it's been an increasing amount of individuals as time goes on, then fewer and fewer physical stores are needed. And these physical stores cost a lot of money. You need employees still, even though we could do fully automated stores. If we look at the example of Amazon Go, which doesn't have any employees, and a few others that have entered that market. But anyhow, usually stores are, they take up real estate. They're expensive just for electricity and whatnot. So a lot of us shop online because through Amazon and other stores, you get free shipping. You don't need to leave your home. That's also a time and cost saving. But that's something that we're seeing. And Amazon, I'm using Amazon as an example because it's big and well known. There's also other steps in the traditional system where you have the manufacturer, and then it goes to usually some kind of warehousing system with massive amounts of space. And then from there it goes to distributors that are regional. So it's transported to other distributors that are in different regions away. And then from there it goes to stores. Now we've been ordering online from stores. Amazon has created slowly but surely a lot of technology to kind of merge the warehouse concept with the distributor's concept, and we buy directly from the distributor. And when we buy from any other store, like regular stores, they don't ship from the store; they ship from the distribution center, right? And sometimes they're using third-party companies to actually do that. So the store aspects. The end store is on its way out, and Amazon has been creating, kind of merging the warehousing and the distribution in its fulfillment type of business, which is why it's so big, because there's so much of it in the supply chain, and it kind of eliminating cost by eliminating more middlemen. But what's intelligent, what's really neat as an upcoming trend, because of self-driving vehicles, delivery vehicles will also be self-driving. And Amazon is right on that, as well as all the other companies I mentioned and more, where you can eliminate some of the employees and some of the costs in automating the transportation systems that bring goods from manufacturer to here. So they're working on that. That's going to be the next step of reducing costs and making things more efficient, so we can have goods faster and easier and more automated, more sensors and all this stuff. But then there's a step that's going to go beyond that, where I can see Amazon and other companies that are doing this automated fulfillment, where they, for example, Amazon doesn't has a model where inside their warehouses and fulfillment centers, they don't need employees anymore, or barely any. And they're huge centers. So, and employees are expensive. Technology, you can replace, fix, they work 24/7, don't complain, all that stuff, right? Other companies are doing that, but they're getting really good at it. They have a model. It wouldn't be surprising if they just offer a license of that technology directly to manufacturers, so that manufacturers can plug into the Amazon automated network of deliveries directly. So you can take the order directly from the company's manufacturer. And then Amazon and competitors, like let's give room to competitors to Amazon, like there's some in Asia, like Alibaba and others. You place the order with the manufacturer, and the manufacturer goes through the supply chain, and it knows exactly how many units are sold every month because the orders are taken from them directly. So they don't need to ask to make deals with a third party for delivery. And then it just goes directly through the system, through drones, self-driving vehicles, delivery trucks, whatever, boats and self-driving planes, directly to people's homes. And the consumer wins. Everybody wins because this is all cost saving and less headache. But at the same time, think about all these jobs that are being eliminated. You have all the transportation jobs, which account for about 4 to 5%, 4 to 5, not 45%. Of North American jobs specifically, maybe more in other countries, and huge amounts of services and intermediary jobs that are completely eliminated in that. So that's a complete collapse and destruction of the traditional supply chain system. They're replacing with a completely automated one with no employees needed. And where instead of us ordering from the store, we order directly at the source, at the manufacturer. And the consumer is responsible for it because we're the ones demanding for more efficiency. And these companies that are very clever figure out solutions on how to make things cheaper. They're making it happen. So we're being pushed out of our own jobs by our consumer needs for lower cost items. It's really interesting. I think it's very ironic. Now, what's even more interesting, I think, if you think a little bit farther down the line, but not too much, when we start seeing 3D printers that are multi-material, highly efficient, and that you can just install very easily for a consumer, for an ignorant of 3D printing consumer, then all of a sudden, like you're eliminating the manufacturers altogether. In many cases, because you can just from materials, so you're provided raw materials essentially at your home from providers in certain forms like powders and whatnot, and you're printing whatever you need instead of having it delivered. So you're just downloading a file from the internet at that point, and then you're making whatever you need in your complex, convoluted, I don't know if it would be convoluted, but complex 3D printer. And then away you go. So you're essentially only paying for the automated delivery, which is really cheap, of raw material, no design, no shape, no, so extremely cheap material. And then you make what you need, and you're powering these devices from solar and other methodologies that you're producing at your home instead of from a grid, which is again an expense saving for the future. Look into it for I'd say in about 10 years or so, we'll have these 3D printers. In about 5 years, I'm sure the supply chain is going to be completely destroyed and fully automated, so no more humans in there. And crunch into just a network of automated devices that ship things from here to there, and ordering directly from the manufacturer. And then it's going to be the manufacturers that are going to go in approximately 10 years, start seeing manufacturers failing because consumers end up building on their own and designing files that for widgets and devices and whatever they need, downloading those files from the creative individuals and engineers that are designing different things. So be ready for a a very quick change in the supply chain provoked by us. But it's okay. It's going to be cool. Anyway, think about it. Ciao for now.